Anyways, guys, let's get into this. This is another one of those cases where a Hollywood star is sabotaging, Disney movies. I'm gonna say this straight up. There's only a certain amount of losing money a company will happily do before it starts cutting off people. Like, you think Disney is on your side because they're doing this shit continuously right now. But think about this. Walmart cut their DEI projects. What makes you think Disney won't do the same? All they have to do is look at their banknotes and be like, oh, we're not making the money the investors want us to make. Let's cut off all the people making this company slowly bleed out. Like, there's 3 types of actors in an obviously bad movie. Like, for example, I'll make it like giving someone a box of crayons. That is the movie. There's 3 types of celebrity. The one that could make the Sistine Chapel, the ones that try their best and make something okay with it, and the ones that eat the crayons. She's an example of one of the ones that eat the crayons. They don't make the movie better, they don't do anything to improve it. In fact, they may even piss people off. That's you over there. That's you over there. You're the one that eats the box of crayons. And when everyone's trying to make the project, there's no crayons left, so everything's fucked. But yeah, this is another case of an actor that's actively gonna piss a bunch of people off to grandstand. The problem with this is not even that she's doing it, but that it happens so often to the point that people are just pissed off no matter who does it. Because if it was one of them, we'd be like, okay, that guy's just crazy, but everyone else is fine. But the problem is, you have 10, 20 people every single day that are celebrities coming out saying stuff to either insult common people or we're the ones that got you there. We're the ones that watched your movies, shows, and whatever to bring you up there. The moment you start calling us retards is the moment a lot of people will literally just give up on your films. There are films now where if it has just one wrong actor, it's gonna tank in the movies. Snow White is probably another example of Concord and what happened, except this time in the movies. Disney lost every ounce of creativity they had, so instead they're reusing old stories and rewriting them far worse than they were. There's none of the beauty, the magic, the good writing, the good animation. There's nothing good about what Disney does new. All they do is take something from a certain time, change it to whatever politics they want, throw it out there, try to get whatever idiots they can to watch the movie, and then throw out another piece of garbage to them. Disney stopped making good movies because people stopped wanting to see good movies. Disney realized at a certain point they can just throw out trash garbage stuff and people will still eat it up. Now, thankfully, it's not happening as much as it used to. As you can see, there's many movies that are just tanking. What is happening is not a movie-specific thing, but movies are probably the biggest example of it. A bunch of people who think they're better than everyone else make something because they have a lot of money. Then, when their product gets repercussions for it, they get mad and cry about it like they're the victims. Professionals at victimizing themselves, even though they have some of the greatest lives on the freaking planet, they don't have to worry about eggs going up 3 times the next morning. They won't care, they'll have enough money to survive. They don't care that you can't survive. They just care about their fragile egos and making you believe and making you think there's some sort of gods that have every right to tell you what to do with your life. They don't know anything about you. They don't care about you. They don't give a shit. I'm glad so many of these people are getting repercussions, and they're all melting down for it. Everything that they built their careers on is finally shattering, and they're realizing that, hey, we're not invincible. Hey, we're not untouchable. Hey, maybe people don't like me. Anyways, let's get into this, but this is just another example of she ate the box of crayons and fucked it up for everybody else that was in the film. There could have been people that actually loved working on it, tried their best to make it good, but because her being the mascot of it, Disney was like, we can't release this in theaters, it's gonna tank. Let's release it somewhere smaller, so a couple of people could circle jerk themselves into believing it's a good movie, instead of having the public see it and trash on it for what it's about to be.
I'm a narcissist. Original.
Exactly. I don't disagree. Wow. So we're already 1 second in. She actually said something that I agree with, so she can have that 1 point.
original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so.
Okay.
There's a big focus on her love story.
Of course, there's a big focus on it. It's Snow White. It was a love story. Literally, goddamn was. That's what Disney made it, and that's what it was. If she tried, this is like if they tried to make a movie with Tekken and said, "Oh no, we're not gonna make the movie about fighting because the message Tekken's messaging is not about fighting each other and trying to kill each other. The messaging is actually about all of us coming together to hold hands and circle jerk each other to make a better world." That's what Tekken is about. It's not about a grandson, a father, and a son all fighting to the death trying to kill each other over the span of 30 plus years for the most minor of inconveniences. Hell, I'm pretty sure Kazuya and Jin would throw hands with each other just because the other is still breathing.
With a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird. And then it became like, I will elbow everyone out of the way to play the part. People will.
Bruh, they picked the worst actor, I'm gonna say that. Single-handedly destroyed the movie for everybody else. It's not that everyone else is gonna be a bad actor in the movie. It's just that she's so unlikable that everyone is gonna assume everyone else was bad in the movie and was just as bad as her. You're making your co-workers and people who love this project look bad on your views.
Will assume is a love story just because like we cast a guy in the movie.
Wrong, we assume it's a love story because it fucking is a love story. It's Snow White, literally like nearly 100 years of women watching this movie and being like, "Oh yeah, I want a boyfriend like that." This is like the de facto little girl movie that all little girls watch. They watch it and they're like, "Oh, I want my boyfriend to be that. I want him to be Prince Charming. I want him to love me just like that. We're gonna live happily forever and get married." Hell, I'm pretty sure every woman in America has watched Snow White, the original, because that's how popular that movie was. Because, like, we can say how important Iron Man 1 and a bunch of other movies were that Disney made, but the reality is that, like, compared to Snow White, these guys have no impact on the world, and it's not even close. And that's not a bad thing either. It's just that that movie literally changed the course of history and how women thought of everything. Literally every little girl was fed Snow White stories and every Disney princess story.
Andrew Burnap, all of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby. I say.
You should not joke about that, man. Like, what's the point of wasting that man's time? At least pay him if you're gonna waste his time. You should not say that. Like, if I was told all my scenes would get cut, like, you could have just paid me beforehand and told me just to not come and waste my time.
If I'm gonna stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
What makes you think you deserve that? Not even The Rock himself can get paid for every second a movie is streamed online or someone even watches his movies. And he's one of the most iconic celebrities of all time, even though recently he's become more of a, sellout piece of shit. He's still one of the most iconic people in movie history to ever exist. If he ain't getting that treatment, you aren't. You think you're some grandiose person? You're literally the WNBA compared to the NBA. That's literally what you are. The only reason your movie is being made is because they have extra money to waste on a useless project that's gonna lose them a shit ton of money. You don't make Hollywood money, you just lose it. What happens is Marvel makes them all the money, and then they spend it on useless garbage like you on the side, just to waste their money to send a political idea.
And we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
This is not Mulan, lady. This is Snow White. You can do all that shit in Mulan, but don't ruin Snow White for people. But anyways, her movie's gonna tank. It's basically coming out today at some random ass small red carpet place. They're gonna say, "Oh yeah, it was a great movie." Circle jerk themselves a little bit, and then everyone leaves like nothing happened, and they never talk about it again. The problem with so many of these people really is just that not everyone is like them, but because there's so many celebrities that are like this, everyone just assumes all celebrities are the same. Like, we have some genuinely cool people, like The Rock used to be really cool. Stone Cold still is really cool. Actually, now that I think about it, a lot of the wrestlers who are more iconic are actually very cool. Surprisingly. Like John Cena, for example. He's one of my favorite celebrities of all time. Bar none. There's also Keanu Reeves. He's really cool too. And there's also Ryan Reynolds. Like, those are just a few guys that I actually really like. Like, there aren't many celebrities that you know. The problem is that not every celebrity is like her. It's just that the ones like her are the most vocal in the group, making everyone else look bad. This happens with pretty much any group imaginable. You have a small subset of people that make everyone hate your group because they're the most vocal minority. They have the most extreme opinions, and if you don't agree with them, they take it as a personal attack. So then they either try to victimize themselves or villainize you, or both at once. But yeah, Snow White is most likely gonna tank, and I could care less for it. I'm not even gonna spend the time to watch the movie, because I know it may seem hypocritical, but I'm not even gonna bother to watch the movie. Hell, pirated it and watched it. I would feel like I would deserve to be refunded my money, even though I didn't spend a single cent on it. So yeah, this is Snow White fucking up her own movie. And do whatever you want. Always watch the classic Disney movies if you want an actually good movie, because they still look beautiful to this day. Like, that film, for the time it came out, it's amazing how well it looks and how well it kept up with times. Like, even now, like, it isn't considered a modern film, but it looks like something that came out of the 90s. That shit's surprising. Like, it's better animated and drawn than a lot of other films to this day. That's how much love and passion was put in the original. And it just sucks that their love and passion is taken for granted for a cheap money grab with terrible representation for it.